Hey everyone, Grant Alexander here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm replacing these ugly rubber handlebar grips with some beautiful corset stitch leather. Stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy. For this project, I'm using 5 to 6 ounce veg tanned leather. In order to get the approximate measurements, I'm using the old handlebar grips. To cut the leather, I'm using an X-Acto knife and a square. I cut the piece twice as long as I needed, and then I cut it in half. In order to get the approximate measurement, I wrapped the leather around the handlebars and used my X-Acto to mark the location. I then used the square and the X-Acto to cut the piece to its final dimension. When doing this, it's better to leave it a bit long, as you can always cut some more off and sneak up on the right dimension. Using a compass, I marked the stitching lines. I didn't measure this, I just eyeballed what I thought would look good. To make the holes for the stitching, I used leather pricking irons. I placed the iron on the line and then hit it with my mallet. To keep the spacing consistent, every time I moved the iron down the line, I made sure to put one of the pins in one of the holes I had previously punched. I'm using some dark brown water-based leather dye for this project. In order to keep my fingers clean and not leave any fingerprints, I'm using an ice pick in one of the stitching holes to hold the leather. Now, one of the most satisfying parts of leatherworking, edge beveling. To seal the edges, I'm using some gum Tregacanth. You could use beeswax or toconol if that's what you prefer. I then used a wooden slicker to burnish the edges. I wanted the stitching to be a highlight of the grip, so I chose a contrasting color thread. One tip I can give is always grab more thread than you think you'll need. Thread is cheap. To thread the needle, I first put the thread through the eye, and then pass the needle through the loose end of the thread. Finally, I pull it tight. I did the same on the other end of the thread. To start the stitch, I push the needle through one of the holes on one end. Sometimes I find the needle gets stuck, so I use pliers to pull it the rest of the way. Be careful to pull straight, or else you will break the needle. I grabbed both needles and pulled the thread to equalize the length on each side. Now, I'm not an expert when it comes to leather stitching, but I will tell you how I did it. The first stitches go through the top two holes twice. This creates a loop. I took the approach of always starting with the same side, the side closest to me. Then I would pull the needle through, up and over from the top. Then I thread the needle through the parallel hole on the other side, but from underneath. For the other side, I would go through those same holes that I had just gone through, while trying to make sure I didn't accidentally put my needle through the thread. I would continue this pattern all the way down. Every so often I would pull the threads tight. If you want to see a video of someone explaining the corset stitch much better than I can, I will leave a link to Ethan Carter's video about 3 different ways to do leather stitching in the description below. To finish the stitch, I made a loop at the end. I then cut the needles off the thread and tied a simple knot. Using a lighter, I melted the thread, and this will give it even less chance of coming apart. To top it all off, I added this end cap that I got off Amazon, and you can find a link to this in the description below. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Now, this is the first video I'm doing on this bicycle rebuild. There's going to be a separate one dedicated just to the seat, as well as the overall restoration. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, cheers, and have a great day.